Oh, hello, watchers. I'm Bud, a dentist. Today's topic is the beginning of the Ottoman Empire. I hope you enjoy. The Ottomans are folk from the Turks. They are affiliated from an ethnic point of view to the Yellow race, or the Mongol race, which is the race that belongs to the Mongols, the Chinese, and other peoples of East Asia. It was the first homeland of the Turks in Central Asia, in the valleys between the mountains of the Altai in the east and the Caspian Sea in the west, and they were divided into many clans and tribes, including the clan of Kay, which was displaced during the era of its leader, Kunduz Alp, to the pastures located northwest Armenia, near the city of Khalat, when the Mongols, led by Genghis Khan, seized Khorasan. The early political life of this clan is shrouded in mystery and it is closer to myths than to the facts, but all that is known about it is its stability in that region for a period of time, and the validity of this statement is indicated by a number of stones and graves belonging to the ancestors of Bani Othman. According to the available information, this clan left the mixture area around 1229 under the pressure of the military events in the region, due to the wars sparked by Sultan Jalaluddin al-Khwarizmi, and landed in the Tigris River basin. Kunduz Alp died in the year following the displacement of his clan to the Tigris basin, and the clan was headed by his son Solomon, then his grandson Artogrul, who traveled with his clan to the city of Erzincan and was the scene of fighting between the Seljuks and Khwarezmians. So he joined the service of Sultan Alauddin Sultan Konya, one of the Seljuk Emirates, that was established after the dissolution of the Great Seljuk state, supported him in his wars against the Khwarezmites, and the Seljuk Sultan rewarded him by quoting his clan some fertile lands near the city of Ankara. Ertugrul remained an ally of the Seljuks until the Seljuk Sultan cut it off to an area in the far northwest of Anatolia, on the Byzantine border, in the area known as Skud, around the city of Askishar, where the clan began a new life alongside the Turkmen principalities that preceded it to the region. Ertugrul rose to the Sultan after the demonstrated to his loyalty to the Seljuks, and his clan showed high combat efficiency in every battle and was always at the forefront of the armies, and victory was at the hands of their sons. So the Sultan rewarded him by taking off the title of the High of Cry. The title of the High of Cry, that is, the governor of the border, in recognition of his greatness. However, Artugrul had far-reaching political ambitions, and he was not pursued by this region that the Seljuk Sultan cut him off, nor by the title that he won, nor by the task of guarding and preserving the borders. Rather, he started attacking in the name of the Sultan the property of the Byzantines in Anatolia. He seized the city of Aski a month and annexed it to his properties, and was able to expand his lands during a period of half a century spent as a prince on a border province, and he died in 1281 at the age of 90 years. After he was given another great title, Ghazi, in recognition of his conquest and his reconquests. He assumed the leadership of the emirate after Ertugrul. His eldest son Uthman saw his loyalty to the Seljuk state despite the turmoil and the dangers it was threatening. Uthman demonstrated at the beginning of his reign political integrity in his relations with his neighbors, forging alliances with neighboring Turkmen emirates and directing his military activity towards Byzantine lands to complete the message of the Seljuk state of Rome to open all the Byzantine lands and to enter them. within the Islamic lands, and he was encouraged by this situation of weakness in the body of the Byzantine Empire and its apparatus, and its involvement in wars in Europe enabled him to easily expand towards western Anatolia and in crossing the Dardanelles to the south and east Europe. From the administrative point of view, Osman showed great ability in developing the administrative systems of his emirate, whereby the Ottomans took a great way in his transition from the mobile tribe system to a stable management system, which helped it to consolidate its position and rapidly develop into a major state. The Seljuk Sultan Alauddin Kikbat III expressed his deep appreciation for Ottoman's services, granting him to the title Osman Ghazi, the high-ranking frontier guard Othman Pasha. Othman, having established his feet in his emirate, extended its borders at the expense of the Byzantines in 1281. In 1281, he opened the city of Karashah Hisar, located to the south of Skud, and made it a base for him, and ordered the establishment of the ceremony in his name, which is the first manifestation of sovereignty and authority. From there he led his claim to the Sea of Marmara and the Black Sea. When the Mongols defeated the Seljuk Konya state, Osman quickly proclaimed his independence from the Seljuks and called himself Qadi al-Uthman, meaning the King of Osman, was thus the true founder of this great Turkish state that was later attributed to him. Uthman continued to rule the new state as an independent sultan until April 6 year 1326, corresponding to 2 Jumada al-Awwala in the year 726, when his son Orkhan occupied the city of Bursa, located near the Sea of Marmara, and this year Uthman died at the age of 70 years after he laid the foundations of the state and paid the trade, growth, and prosperity. And he was given another nickname, Karat Uthman, which means Osman al-Aswad in modern Turkish, but it means brave or great in Ottoman Turkish. Orhan meant tightly regulating his kingdom, dividing it into sanjaks or states, making Bursa a capital for it, striking the money in his name, organizing the army forming terms of regular knights, and establishing Romanian and European Christian boys who gathered them from all over the world with a powerful army known as the Janissary army. Orhan trained these boys rigorously and singled them out with huge streams, so they flew to his person and showed him loyalty. The work of Orkhan on the expansion of the state, it was natural that arises between him and the Byzantines violent conflict, was a result of seizing the cities of Izmit and Nicaea. In 1337, he launched an attack on Constantinople, the Byzantine capital itself, but it failed to occupy it. It was the first. Nevertheless, this battle brought terror to the heart of the Roman Emperor Andronikos III, and he sought an alliance with him and his wife's daughter. But this marriage was not resolved between the Ottomans and the rush to the front, and their feet were fixed in 1357 on the Gallipoli Peninsula, and thus the Ottoman threat to Constantinople increased again. During the Orkhan era, Muslims witnessed the first stability of the Ottomans in Europe, and the Ottoman Empire extended from the walls of Ankara in Asia Minor to Thrace in the Balkans, and preachers began calling on the inhabitants to convert to Islam. Orhan I died in the year 1306, having endorsed the young state and the many new bid to have its organizations, and took his son after him, Murad God, alias Murad I. It was the pioneer of the works of Murad I, the occupation of the city of Ankara, the seat of the Emirate of Kurman, because its prince and his name Alauddin wanted to seize the opportunity of king's transfer from Sultan Orhan to his son Murad to provoke the diet of the neighboring princes and incite them to fight the Ottomans, to undermine the pillars of their expanding king day by day. The consequence of his intrusion, he lost his most important cities. Murad allied himself with some Anatolian princesses in exchange for some concessions in favor of the Ottomans, and others were forced to give him his property, thereby annexing part of the Turkmen property to the Ottoman Empire. Then he turned his attention to the Balkan Peninsula, which was then the scene of permanent fighting between a group of secondary princes, and he opened the city of Edirne in 1362. The center of the capital was moved to it to be the point of movement and jihad in Europe, and it remained the capital of the Ottomans until they conquered Constantinople at a later time, as several other cities such as Sofia and Thessaloniki was opened, and thus Constantinople was surrounded by the Ottomans from every side in Europe. On June 12, the year 1385, corresponding to the 19th Jumada year 791, met with the Ottoman armies the forces of Serbian, hacked by forces from Hungary, Bulgarians and Albanians in the territory of Kosovo, known as the Kosovo now. That it was between the two fierce battles the Ottomans had won on it, but the Sultan was killed at the end of it by one of the soldiers who pretended to die. Thank you for watching this episode. It was the first video for the series The Ottoman Empire. Hope you enjoyed it.